Hello, welcome to round 5 episode 1. That's the way
This
to
is the
start.
worst intro ever. Are you going to hold yourself to that standard, sir?
No.
No.
No, of course not. So, 3, 2, 1, go. Hey, how's it going, everyone? This is Realm of Fries, episode number 1, the beginning of the end. I don't know why I called it that. It's probably because I'm playing Minecraft a lot and we're about to do the end later on. In fact, we'll probably do this after this podcast, saying that. I am your host, 5 Large Fries, hence the name Realm of Fries. A bit egotistical, but there we go. And with me today is the man from across the pond. It is Nuka DeLuca, who needs no introduction because he is that awesome. But introduce yourself anyway.
hey, F11. It's nice to talk to you today. Yeah, we're gonna be doing a little bit of Minecraft today. I'm actually really excited. But on the other side of things, hello everybody. I'm from America. It is a bit of a shit show here as we're talking and recording this. The coronavirus is currently going on still, but yeah, I've been stuck inside for God knows how long. A little bit about myself. I have been a smaller streamer. I stopped streaming recently for the last like 6 months. I've streamed constantly and consistently for about 4 years with a smaller community of some of the best people, greatest friends I've ever met. I played games such as Smite, a little bit of Paladin, some Smite, Hand of the Gods, which is where I met Fries here, and a little bit of Smite. Going on from there, actually, Hand of the Gods was great. I met so many people off of that. Just to finish up, because I do want to circle back to Hand of the Gods because that has influenced my life way more than I thought it would. Going back to the games, I didn't want to play Smite anymore. I didn't like the community so much. I loved my community more than anything in the world. I love my community, but I don't per se like I don't so much like the Smite community. I have a lot of friends in it, but just the general community and the general feel of it is not something that I like getting mixed in. And after 4 years, and this is something we'll touch up on as well. After 4 years, you get good at the game, and when you're a community streamer looking to play with the community, and over those 4 years you get very good at the game or get better at the game, it's really tough to keep like a straight head on the entire time that you're playing, because you're gonna have shite games, and more than less, you're gonna have a lot of shite games, and it's really tough on yourself. Even if other people don't care if you play well or bad, it's not great. But I quit Smite. I moved on to World of Warcraft. I moved on to Smash, and both of those kind of failed out for me. Smash community was, in my opinion, worse than Smite's, far worse than Smite's. And then World of Warcraft just kind of, there really is no community there for me. So
I mean, speaking of Smash, I mean, I was probably like the worst person to game with because I would always play Captain Falcon.
Are you gonna flex your Falcon punch on me?
Oh yeah.
I think this is where this is going.
Oh yeah. And all I would do is just Falcon punch, and I got to the point where I was able to like fake him out, so he'd think I'm gonna.
Did you know about the reversal until I told you that you could at last second aim it the other way?
I mean, yeah, shush.
But funny as hell because oh my God.
I think the first time I did it accidentally as well.
Yeah.
But
oh yeah. I remember your sudden realization of it turning around. The funny thing about that is that I considered myself a competitive Smash player. Like every week I would go to either local tournaments, I would practice with friends, and we would do the 1v1, no items, only Fox, Final Destination kind of feel to it. But FLF comes on and I do community games with everybody because I love the community feel, and whatever, dude. You know, you can have that medal. I'll send you one later.
Falcon punch. I'm gonna get that as a soundboard clip now. I'm gonna have to. Bruh.
So touching back on Hand of the Gods, which is where we met. It was really weird because I think Kenneth introduced us, and he's great. I still talk to him on occasion, and when you get that guy talking, he will talk forever. And I think that's great about him. Like there's never a dull moment with Kenneth. He's always in, like, if you ever anyone out there run into him, he's always in the more competitive like card games, or in this case Prophecy, because Prophecy just got dropped, and that's another talking point certainly. But yeah, we got introduced through Smite Tactics, Hand of the Gods. I met you. I met the FLF. I met QM. I am QM. I met Kenneth. I met Baconator. I met Singularity. I met there's so many people that I met through Hand of the Gods that eventually really gave me a good opportunity to kind of move forward in my streaming career. Albeit Hand of the Gods was a little setback in a way, but also it was a huge opportunity for me to jump forward. I learned so much about myself, about my community, about just casting in general. I learned that I love to talk loudly at video games and yell at them. And even if it's a card game, I can get very gassed up about it. And I thought that was great. And ultimately, Hand of the Gods kind of failed out. They changed too much about the game. The updates were way too frequent, and I lost touch with it. And I guess, I don't know, popularity just dropped, and they never updated it ever again.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, it got to a point where they stopped updating, and it was just like, it just died off. And then there was not even like a thing to say that, oh yeah, we've abandoned this game. It was just like one week, they had the update, and then that was it. And it took me reaching out to I think it was Shazam. Is it Shazam? High Res Stew, I think. I reached out to him. I was like, basically saying like, what the fuck's going on with this game? Like, just to get a statement, because there's people wondering. Like, it's been like 4 or 5 months now. There's been no update. There's been no word. And he basically gave me like, which I think I put on the subreddit at the time, or I put on a video. I can't even remember which way I did it. But I basically put that forward to the community, like what he replied to me. And it was basically him saying, yeah, the game's pretty much, we'll keep the servers going as long as there's people playing it, but there's going to be no like future updates and stuff or something like that.
Yeah. I remember that. I remember that going public. People came to me and they said, yeah, they're just shutting down the servers. Have you heard? And I'm like, I did not hear about this. I mean, they had such a dry spell for a long while, but I think Hand of the Gods is a bit of a dry subject too. It has runneth its course. It has gone through. It's something that Hi-Rez took under their belt and they failed with. And I think it was a good exploration for them. I think it's a good idea for them to have done it. The reason being is that I think studios like that need to explore more options. And Hi-Rez is definitely known for exploring options that have, I'm not going to cut it light here. They're popular for exploring options that have already been explored. They basically take their genre, they take Smite, and then they make it into popular other things. They take the gods that they have made, because people like mythology. People love gods. People love fairy tales, King Arthur. And what they do with this is they just do whatever Epic does, and they do whatever Blizzard does, and they just say, okay, we're going to do what they did, but gods. I think it's a sound idea. I think it's good that they failed and they can iterate off that. But also because Erez is not, I'm pretty sure Erez is not a part of Hi-Rez right now. I'm not sure. Yeah, he's not. He's dipped out of Hi-Rez. And I think he got the IP okay to start off on Prophecy. And Prophecy has taken off. He went with a different studio. And I don't know why. I wish I knew why, but I have an idea, an inkling why. It's probably because the designers and the producers are complete awful. I don't know. It's probably because they're just not up to the standard over at Hi-Rez. So he went to a different company. He's working with a lot of the community managers from Hi-Rez, and I think that's a good idea. But I think Prophecy is a genius idea. I think he's moving forward with it. It's a good idea. It's a very fun game. If you guys haven't checked it out, please do. That's my idea.
I mean, I played Prophecy once.
You did?
Once.
You did.
I think I did the tutorial, and that was about it. But I really enjoyed it. Like I've never played like an auto chess game before. So I've never played like Teamfight Tactics.
So different.
Or well, auto chess. And this was fun. It was fun. It was because like it uses the gods that you already know, so that it's all the same abilities that you already know. That's if you've played Smite, of course. So like Poseidon's gonna have like a giant ass like Kraken coming out. Like Thanatos is gonna come up and be a pain in the ass and drop down and try and execute shit. But I don't.
Loki's gonna pop up behind you. I think you're right. The cool premise about this game is that you can, if you have played Smite, you can jump in and have an inkling of an idea of what to expect. But if you're coming in and not knowing anything about what's going on, you'll still have a pretty good idea of what to expect. Now, albeit you don't know that Poseidon's going to have a whirlpool. You don't know that Thanatos is going to jump up in the air and dive down. But you kind of get an idea that Loki might jump up and stab you from the back. And that's what's really cool about mythology is the self-explanatory, I guess the I don't know how to put this. The idea going into it, you don't have to explain everything. Though the developers do a good job with the tooltips and the information that they give to people.
Oh,
They're
100%.
still balancing the game, but what I think is great about this, and we have to look at this from a different perspective. When you look at Teamfight Tactics and Prophecy, there is a huge difference. You can play Teamfight Tactics and you can play ranked mode, but when at the end of the day, I don't think Teamfight Tactics will ever become a quote unquote esport. I don't think it'll be an esport. I don't think it'll go competitive. I don't think there's going to be. I don't think there'll be large amounts of money in it for the future. The only reason being is when I look at I think when you compare the two, and I'm going to talk more to Prophecy's end on this, but there's a lot of little things in Teamfight Tactics that allow for a lot of advantage that shouldn't be there. Like one way to gain an advantage in Teamfight Tactics is to micromanage your units faster than the opposing the person you're going to be fighting against. Where in Prophecy, you know what your opponent has because it's listed on the bottom. You know what you're going to fight against. You know what the AI is going to be doing. But you need to be proactive and think, okay, where do I think he's going to put his things? And in the higher level of play, you're going to have to be like, where does he think I'm going to put my things? And how is he going to react? Whereas with Teamfight Tactics, you can see the other person's board as they're moving the shit around. So all you really have to do is go to their screen, look at what they're doing, go back to your screen, micromanage, go back to their screen, see that they have reacted to you micromanaging, go back to your screen and micromanage. So I think they are losing. I think they really need to fix that on Teamfight Tactics side. And I think that's a good point too. I love seeing that. I love seeing that a high res IP is doing. I think they're the front runner for this. And I think Realm Royale is a good example too, but they really screwed the pooch on that one. But looking back at damn, they really screwed the pooch on that.
They really did. That
really, I gotta stop it.
There was so that game was so like loved by people. Like you had people like Shroud playing it. I think Ninja played it at one point.
Yeah, Ninja played it like daily for a while.
Yeah, it was,
they had him contracted to play it, I think.
Yeah, but
they didn't even need to contract him. It was a popular game that people were playing, and if you wanted to be the popular streamer, you didn't have to you didn't have to hire people to play it. You just had to expect people to play it, and that's where they were. They made a great game.
Yeah, like I thought, damn, this is going to be the game that puts high res like back on the map, and then suddenly they make all these like stupid changes that nobody wanted and broke the game, and it's just like, I mean, I gotta be honest, I didn't really play it much. I mean, I'll be real, I played like maybe 2 matches, but
the thing is, you don't need to play it much to understand what happened, what the game was about. People knew it, and that's what's so great about it. You didn't have to play it a lot. You didn't have to, but you know it. You understand the game, and you understand what happened, and that speaks for itself. It really does.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a shame though, because like that game had so much potential. Like it could have put, like I say, it could have put fucking paladins on the map. It could have put smite on the map. Like it, I think it was still a thing at the time, but it could have put Hand of the Gods smite tactics on the map. But,
Realms was about the time where they were like, okay, we're gonna shut down the servers. Like you guys can still play, but the servers will be up, but we're not gonna do any updates, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But Prophecy is a great idea. I love the way that Prophecy is going. I think the community management that they have on their side, their Discord is great. It's always active. High Res Red is a great representative of the high res community and has been very outreaching and very awesome. Like it's good to have one of those community managers that understands their audience and also fits with them, jives with them, and becomes a part of the community and not so much the overseer of the community, the one who rules over all. It's nice to it's a nice refreshing change. And though I will not be playing Prophecy myself, just not a genre I care for. I do love to watch it, oddly enough. But I like to see that high res is breaking a mold here, man.
I gotta say,
I think.
Have you just speaking of high res games here, real quick?
Yeah.
What is known and what is not known about that Rogue Legacy or whatever it is? Rogue Company. Rogue Legacy.
Rogue Company is so fun. I had so much fun with it.
Is it NDA'd still, or is it?
no, it's not NDA. Like people can talk about it. They've released a trailer about it. People, it's out and about.
Yeah, but
the thing is, they
haven't
haven't released. I don't know if like people are like, what happened to that?
You know,
like what's going?
Yeah,
are they getting the hand of the gods treatment?
I feel like they are.
I would think so because I hate to say it, Scott Gandhi's behind it.
Okay,
he's the guy.
1 week ago, someone put a YouTube video up saying Rogue Company beta incoming.
Okay, so the beta is still incoming and has yet to be dropped. I think what this is they're playing around Prophecy. I think what they're doing is, I think Prophecy is so successful that they're holding off, if not just waiting to kind of spill over into Rogue Company and be like, hey, Prophecy's great, but you know what is also great? Rogue Company, pick up a gun. And it's a cool game. I had so much fun with Rogue Company, man. People will hate on it. People will definitely hate on it. But it is a class... Holy shit, it's Valorant.
I was just about to say.
Holy shit, dude. It's Valorant before Oh man. I feel like Hi-Rez pulls some like nasty strings, man. I think Hi-Rez really just has some ins that they shouldn't, and got the word that a company, I think it's Epic, right? Is it Epic?
No, it's I'm guessing it's that Tencent, I guess technically.
I mean, Tencent is almost everything.
Yeah. But it's League of Legends people.
Right, it's right. That's it. Okay. So it is Tencent.
Yeah.
All right. So, which Tencent is also Blizzard. Tencent is also Activision. Tencent is also... It's a lot of things. It's scary.
I have 10 cents to my name.
I mean, 5 large fries could cost about 10 cents. That makes sense.
I mean, yeah.
That makes sense.
He's such a twat.
They put Rogue Company on the map. I think shit, dude. Like my brain is running faster than my mouth right now. The same thing happened with Paladins, dude. Paladins and Overwatch were about like at the same time. The thing is, Overwatch or Paladins was released and like public, and people could play it before Overwatch, and people knew about Paladins before they knew about Overwatch. But then fast forward a year from then, and now you're gonna have people that are like, Paladins is just an Overwatch remake. It's like, oh no.
The thing with Paladins, right? And I can say this because I've played it since Alpha. In fact, way into Alpha. It started off as this very strange siege type mechanic, and it was it was like you would have to capture an objective, kind of like King of the Hill. It would spawn like a cannon essentially, which you then have to push to a door like you would with like
to the vault. Yeah.
You'd have to push it to a door, break the door, and then carry on pushing it. But the thing is the actual cart, the cannon could be destroyed. As far as I'm aware. If I remember rightly, I'm pretty sure it could be destroyed. Therefore, once it's destroyed, you then have to capture again another one, which led to like back and forth, because it was very much like I don't know if they've got that game mode in
what is TF2?
I think it is in TF2. I think they have it in Paladins now, actually, saying that, where you have to capture the objective, and then whoever captures it has to then push it.
Yeah, that's what they have. Like, and then Overwatch has it. That's simple. I think what you're saying is it's capture the objective and then push the cart. And that's what it is. That's those kind of games, those kind of like 6v6, 5v5 class-based shooters are always going to have that game mode. It started off with Team Fortress, then it went to Team Fortress 2, and then Overwatch really kind of revived it. And then you have Overwatch did revive it. Paladins tried to revive it, but Overwatch ultimately revived it.
Yeah. But like, but
destroying the cart? That's so stupid.
I'm sure you could. Like, you could destroy it.
I don't doubt you. That is a huge design. Like, that's an awful design decision on my end. Damn.
There was something about like the cart. Either like you got it to the thing, it would break the door, and then it would be the cart would go, and you have to capture another one, or it was like you could push it, and then the cart had a certain amount of like health. and it could be. I can't remember which one it was.
I hate
sure
the fact that you could attack, but you could attack the card, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Yeah, you get to attack the card. But I think oh god, it's been so long since that was a thing that I can barely remember it. But I'm sure it was either like you could do it while it was being pushed, or you could do it like you could only do it when it was like stationary and attacking the like the door essentially. I can't remember which way it was.
But Overwatch definitely took that over. They I don't think they really needed to. Like they just had the fan base behind Blizzard games at the time. It was basically the spill over. That was it's Blizzard's last good game, you know.
I mean, true.
It is.
I mean,
and I don't like Overwatch. I don't like it, but I know it's a good game. Like I don't have to consider it. It's a good game. People love it. It has a huge following. The cosplayers, the professional players, the community behind it. It's all there, and that's the show for it. But I don't know what's going to happen with Overwatch 2, man.
Community Omega lol.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Oh, like their community is so toxic. Yeah.
Yeah, like, I think the more toxic a game's community is, the more popular it is.
I think.
Okay, no, it's the other way around. The more popular you are, the more toxic you're going to have.
Yeah, like speaking of toxic, I was playing. Going back to Smite, actually, I was playing that this morning when I was doing like a test stream.
Yeah, so
yeah, you saw it.
I saw you go online.
Oh, okay.
It said FLF has gone online. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I was. So a little bit about that really quick is so yesterday I had someone pop in my stream. It's someone who regularly watches like my YouTube content and found me through YouTube, and obviously
that's actually really nice.
Yeah, like the guy's amazing. There's two
really nice.
Yeah, there's two people that I know that interact with me a lot because they found me through YouTube, and I can't remember if it was Paladins or if it was it was one of my videos went viral essentially, and it brought in like a lot of attention. Nice. There's God, it was Zinkgast. I'm probably butchering the name. I know he's one that always he always will watch a video if I put it out. He'll try to watch a stream if I'm there, but like he came into the stream yesterday and he said like it was buffering a lot, and that's because I had it at 1080p 6K 6K bitrate. Yeah, exactly.
What are you doing? Why?
Well, in my head, I'm thinking I need the best quality, right?
But you need better internet before you can get the best quality. You said 60 down, 10 up? That's what you told me yesterday.
No, it's like 14 up or something.
14 isn't going to get you for
what?
If you want 6K, you're going to have to get at least you need to start looking at
6,000 bitrate, not 6K resolution.
Yeah, not 6K res. I'm saying for 1080 at 60 FPS, you're going to need a high bit rate, which is about 60 with 6K, almost upwards of 8K, which is ridiculous too. But you need a huge up.
You've been watching my streams. That's the resolution that I've been streaming at.
Yeah, I sometimes I can watch your streams. It's tough. It's so tough. I can't even stream at that. I'm going to try it today, definitely, but it's so tough to stream at those higher bit rates because it just chugs along.
No, mine's been fine. Like,
God damn.
You know what I mean?
Of course, yours is fine. It's going to be. I think yours will be fine.
Yeah.
I don't.
But like, I've lowered the bit rate now anyway. So like, I'm now at 4,500 and I'm doing it at 720p. And the reason I've done that is I was watching a bunch of like videos, which is obviously why I did the test stream this morning because I couldn't sleep. So I was just like looking at like these different settings and like NVENC encoders. If I'm butchering that again, NVENC, NVENC, NVENC. Oh, I can't pronounce it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but you use NVENC? What? Okay. Yeah. This is getting way too technical. This is like, but I think there is definitely.
I've only got an i7 7700K. You know what I mean? It's a quad core.
Is it a Haswell or a Skylake?
Fuck knows. Coffee Lake, maybe.
You gotta know that. Coffee Lake is fine. You can definitely run off of processor for that.
Yeah, but like Uh.
You do some research in there. That's what's so tough too about like, and we can dive back to the whole smaller streamer idea. That's tough as hell. Like it's tough to know what to set your shit at, and that took me a very long time to learn all this. And I still, both of us have no idea what the hell's going on.
I think with the setup I got at the moment, I think this is probably the best way of me going about it. Yeah. Maybe
there's no silver bullet though. I feel like there's a lot of people out there that I talk to, a lot of large streamers like Hambino told me that he changes his bitrate almost daily. He changes it before. Yeah, he changes it before his stream, sometimes during his stream.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, because what people will do is they have to assess where their internet connection is out for the day. And if you're Hambino, he's a very large streamer, and what he does is he literally moved to North Carolina, outside of Raleigh, right? Yeah, that makes sense. And he's outside of Raleigh because that's where a lot of streamers are going right now. They're either headed to Texas or they're going to North Carolina because internet is extremely cheap. The cost of living is extremely cheap. It's basically remote working before remote working is going to be popular, and they're nailing it before anyone else gets an opportunity to jump on the idea that it's going to be a thing in the future. And I think that's insane. I think that's so fucking cool. But yeah, like Matty Pocket, I don't think DM does. DM definitely doesn't. He's in like Central Jersey. You're not going to get anything special there. If you're in Central Jersey, you're there for a reason, and it's not because cost of living or internet or anything like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, people are moving to like those. I don't want to call them hotspots because they're definitely not. I think the point of them is they're not hotspots. So streamers to make a living are going to places where internet is very cheap. They have access to fiber, and the cost of living is very cheap. They have a good area. So outside of Raleigh is decent because it's like, I guess like 30 minutes to Raleigh is where Hambino is. And he can just, people nail it. Like they do a lot of research, and especially people like Hambino. God damn, dude. He really fucking nailed his production. You talk to him and at all about how to set up a stream, he'll give you all the fucking ins and outs. You will leave learning more than you ever asked for. It's just that's what smaller streamers need. They need the guidance. There's no copy paste like, hey, I'm a smaller streamer. What do I do? Oh, put these exact values into these fields and press start streaming and you're good. No, you have to do a little bit of research, and that's the tough part.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think speaking of internet, like in America, and I'm not sure about parts of Europe, maybe.
I'll do a test right now.
I mean, I have no idea in terms of Europe, but I know for a fact in the US, like your internet system, like the way you get internet and like your internet providers and stuff like that, it's like the wild west, isn't it? Like you get you get like one area, like or one state, for example, right? And maybe times have changed, but as far as I was aware, or maybe this is ignorance or whatever, but you get like say like a state, say like Texas, for example. Again, I can't speak for this because I live in the UK, so I don't know what the actual how it actually works. So I'm probably being ignorant to this. But is it true that like say if you were to like go to say like Texas or like you go to like Washington DC or some shit like this, I'm just naming a bunch of fucking places.
Go ahead, because I moved and I look at internet, so go ahead.
Is it true that there's only like one internet service provider in like a certain like state or a certain area?
Oh, okay, yeah, you're talking about local monopolization of internet ISPs. Yes, and I can attest to that. That you look at something like Google Fiber, something like AT&T, something like Spectrum, something like Comcast, something like Verizon, and then you have a lot of smaller end, like lower end small businesses of lower end internet providers that try to do their best. And you can think of it, I guess, the same way that you could like the fast food industry. I'll compare internet to the fast food industry.
But
because
sorry, what I mean, sorry, is like say for example, you live in I don't know. I'm just going to take Dallas as an example. Say you live in like Dallas, right?
I think I know where you're going. Go ahead.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Is it true that like if you go there, like you only have Comcast? Like there's no other options. You cannot get like Google Fiber. You cannot get like Verizon. It is Comcast.
Yeah, let me go on with the idea here. So let's say that in America, fast food it had factions. Okay, let's say that in the Northeast you had mostly Wendy's, and then in the South, Wendy's is like it pops up. People mostly talk about it. They're like, "Hey, you want to go to Wendy's?" And they're like, "We have a fucking Wendy's. Let's go now." Yeah, it's an hour down the road. Let's go. Let's fucking go to Wendy's. Like, yeah, that's what White Castle was like. It's crazy, but like, whereas in the Northeast, it's like, yo, you want to go to Wendy's? Sure. And then you talk about like some burger place. It's escaping me. Over in California, it's like it's everywhere. But if you put that burger place on the East Coast, everyone's like, let's fucking do it. I want to get that burger place. I hear good things about it.
Right. Okay.
Now, so reflect that back to ISPs. You'll have your smaller industries, your smaller restaurants. People will go to those. People will try them, but at the end of the day, more people are going to go to fast food places because they're consistent, they're reliable. You know what you're going to get, and people really don't have a certain standard for it. Okay, and that goes back to internet. People don't really have a standard for internet. People don't usually really care. As long as I can connect to the internet, I'm fine. But if you're looking to stream, you want to make sure that that fast food place is good. Like, you want to make sure that, okay, this place is a Panera. I know that if I go in here, I have the healthy choices that I want. Sure, I'm paying a little bit of extra money for it, but hey, I'm going to leave happy. I'm going to leave healthy, and that's good. This podcast is brought to you by Panera Bread. But you have to think of it in the way that it's very localized. When I was in Philadelphia,
born and raised on the playgrounds where I spend most of my days.
It is because I was born and raised in West Philadelphia. Not that part of West Philadelphia, though I would drive through it all the time. But when I lived in West Philadelphia, I had access to A, Comcast, or B, Verizon. I went with the wrong decision, and that was Comcast, because even though the Comcast headquarters was about 10 blocks away, I had the spottiest, shitest internet I have ever had in my life. It was very awful. Meanwhile, my parents, who were just out in the suburbs, they had Verizon. They never had any issues. It was great. They could get whatever they wanted. They never had any spotty issues, which is crazy to me. And I could go on a rant for this forever, but I want to reiterate one more time that the Comcast headquarters located in Philadelphia that I was 10 blocks away from had complete shit internet, to the point where I constantly called Verizon to try to switch my service over to them, but it was way too much trouble for me. I would much rather do Verizon in Philadelphia. It blew my mind.
The fuck is a block?
A block. Oh, city blocks. Ben Franklin basically invented the idea of a city block, whereas it's I think 1/10 mile by 1/10 mile. So it's just like you.
Is that like sorry? Just as an example, there's like a square, like an actual square block with buildings in, and then like there's roads going down, like
it's a grid. It's a grid system. It's a city grid system. Philadelphia is a city grid system.
That's fucking weird.
So all the cross streets are numbers. All the cross streets are numbers. Oh, traffic was amazing. Traffic is great. Like, it makes everything so good. Like, you don't have many shitty drivers until you go to like Jersey, where you don't have a grid system and you have to rely on turning at the right time. Whereas on a grid system, it's either a stop sign in the lower population areas, or in the high traffic areas, you have a stoplight, and everything just runs so smooth.
Just fucking plonk shit down and go, right, I'll put this here, this here, this here, maybe a line of fucking shops here, fucking mall here. Like,
no.
Like, what? A fucking grid. We ain't playing Minecraft, son. This is real life.
Oh, it's so good. It's something that I wish was in Dallas. Dallas is that kind of like, okay, this road is going to curve like this, and we're going to put a few cross streets here, here, and here, and everyone, good luck. Like, I know that this road in particular, this cross street, is probably going to be the most popular street because we're going to put these shops on it. And all of a sudden, now that's going to be the high traffic area. Ah, shit. City planning at its worst. And then Ben Franklin comes through and he's like, let's just make it a grid system, and there you go. And grid system honestly made it the best. There also I think one of the first penitentiaries, the Eastern State Penitentiary, is in Philadelphia, and Ben Franklin helped design that as well. Basically, what it is, think of a star. If you think about the shape of a star,
Right.
Now go to all the points of those stars and draw a straight line to the middle. Now those lines are the corridors. So if you're in the middle of the jail, in the middle of the star, you can look down all the corridors and see all the jail cells in the entire penitentiary. So that was another design decision. And then later on, we have completely drifted to the architecture of the beginning architecture of cities and jails. I love it. But yeah, we have a grid system, and it was amazing. But I had the choice between Comcast or Verizon, and I chose Comcast, and I chose wrong. And then I come down to Dallas, and I look around because if you want to get fiber, you can't be in a city because they have to dig up lines to put fiber lines in. And really? I put my address, or I put my zip code that I was looking at an apartment in, and I'm like, okay, the AT&T said that there's fiber, and AT&T has their headquarters here, and I'm like, okay, sweet. I heard only ever good things about AT&T. I know it's going to be good. I get here, and I finally I sign off on the lease. I'm like, okay, good. I got a really good lease. It doesn't cost that much. It's about double the size of my old place, and I fucking get fiber, and it's gonna be awesome. And you know what? I get to the place. I call the first thing I do as soon as we move in. I call the ISP and like, hey, send a guy out. I want internet this weekend. I want my fiber now, and I paid for it and everything. Like, I'm ready. I'm dialed in. It's gonna be great. What happens? The guy gets here. The self-install kit arrives. I'm like, I have no idea what to do with the self-install kit. I don't see the fiber port that I'm supposed to be attaching to. The guy comes over. He's like, yeah, you don't have fiber. I'm like, what? Like, yeah, no, you put in the address, but actually our system registered that as the address across the street. Sorry, they have fiber. You don't. I'm like, oh.
So what you're telling me is you don't have fiber?
I don't have a gigabit connection. I don't have it's so sad, man. I could have had gigabit internet, and I didn't because of it. The way that you have to track and the way that you put in the zip codes was completely wrong. And so what the guy did, after we talked about Smite for probably 30 minutes, because this guy's fucking great, and I've actually played Smite with him on stream since then. Literally the guy who came to my place to install my internet and to tell me the bad news about me having fiber came over, and now we play Smite regularly, and it's great. But he's like, yeah, you could just you could go with Spectrum. I'm like, what will Spectrum offer? I think 100 down, 10 up. I'm like, fuck no. And he's like, well, if you want to stick with us, we can give you 60 down and 10 up. I'm like, no. And I'm like, okay, I'm just going to cancel. I'll go with Spectrum. And he's like, okay, well, thanks. And he left. And then I called up Spectrum. And I actually saw that they had better packages. So I got I think it's 400 download and then like 50 or 60 upload. And I'm happy with it, but it's just, man,
Do you get that speed though?
Do I get that on a good day?
On a good day, right? On a bad day?
On a good day. On a bad day, like today's not a great day. Like I'm getting 60 megabytes up, or sorry, 60 megabytes down. Yeah. I'm looking at it right now as it's ticking. 60 megabytes down, and then I think I have 26 or 25 up megabytes upload.
All right, stop bloody complaining, because I get like fucking 50 down and maybe like 14 up. But it's consistent. No, it's consistent.
Yeah. Oh like, man, I don't think mine's consistent, because when I watch your streams, like it fluctuates like a motherfucker. Like, not my internet speed. Your stream for me just like fluctuates, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? And it's not just your stream. It's not. It certainly isn't. And now I can poke fun at your bitrate all the time. But when I watch other streams, it's like, yeah, I'm getting 2000s and I'm getting 3000s, and I don't know why I'm getting 2000, 3000.
And is that all the time, or is it just my stream?
It's that's what I'm saying. It's like everyone else's stream. Like a lot of I have to refresh. So I don't like Spectrum. Spectrum has had a bad rap about it, but I'm stuck with it for the next year, and that's not good. So when I eventually look to like relocate, which I really don't want to, this place is so beautiful, it's amazing, but whatever. When I eventually look to relocate to either a house or an apartment or wherever the hell I want to do, I need to look up on a map. I need to contact AT&T and say, do you have fiber here? Is it available? And I need to shake them hard and be like, tell me. Yeah, that's what it's like.
Where is Harvey Dent?
Where's Harvey? That's what it's like here, man. I can't get Comcast here. I can't get Verizon. I don't think I can get Verizon here. But if I was in the suburbs of if I was in the suburbs of Philadelphia, I had a really good chance of getting Verizon fiber, which is great. And that's the equivalent of AT&T fiber. But they also had like Comcast fiber, and I could go with that, but it was like not offered very much anywhere because Comcast for some reason doesn't have their shit together. Like I don't know what the hell's happening with that company, especially because it's in their fucking capital town where their headquarters is, and their building is the tallest one there, and it looks like a fucking USB drive. Oh
Damn.
my god.
Maybe they just put the building in wrong, put it in the wrong way.
It looks like a USB drive. I don't know if it was on purpose, but you look at the skyline of Philadelphia, and you're like, you look at the tallest building, you're like, that's a fucking USB drive.
That's a UFO. Oh,
But that's.
I know what we can move on to, because I know we've been talking about internet and like things that are internet-y.
Yeah.
Two things. One, back in maybe April. Is it April still? Is it May now? It's May. It's all merged into one, being like, yeah, this whole lockdown thing and fucking like
insane. It's almost the end of May.
It's the crazy thing about this lockdown is I'm still living my life as I would normally, which you're probably thinking, oh, why doesn't he change? Well, I mean, like, I don't go out. The only time I go out anyway is to get food or to go to work. That is literally it. Like, I don't go out like to like pubs. I don't go to like, I don't know what you call it, bars. Okay, I don't go to the bars and get the whiskey. Yeah, I don't go to that. I don't go to like public places.
To get a shitty drink. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, literally, the only time I leave my house is to get food, essentially, right, or work. Mm-hmm. So essentially, my life hasn't really changed much, right? Mm-hmm. And it's weird because everyone else is getting like, getting told, oh, you have to stay home, work from home and stuff like that. But like, I physically can't. Like my job, I cannot work from home. I have to go out and do it. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna go into details of what my job is because we don't talk about these things. But yeah, you know what I mean. So anyway, besides the point. So since the lockdown, blah 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 blah. Aliens. Did you see last month the Pentagon actually confirmed UFOs?
What, really? What, you're saying my country confirmed that the existence of UFOs exists?
Yep.
I want you to consider that my country.
I mean, true.
My country has confirmed the sighting of UFOs. Now, I saw a few videos of the idea. I saw like the now, but you have to go back and understand that the idea of a UFO is just an unidentified flying object, and the whole idea of it is, shit, there was something in the sky, we don't know what it be. It's a UFO.
So here's where I'm linking it to, right? So recently, I think it was just a few days. We're in, I'm gone for 1 hour and madness breaks out. We're in 2020, all right? Yes, Merrick. Yes, you are true. Anyway, besides the point, linking that, did you read this week that some scientist has potentially discovered
the parallel universe
thing, yeah. And it is the universe, this parallel universe is going, like, the time's going in reverse or something.
The polarity of I think it was on the northern pole or something, that the polarity of I didn't read into it. It's one of those fucking things where you read the title and you're like, well, that's a thing, without reading the That's what I did. And it's very clickbaity. I describe it as clickbaity because it is, but in this case, you read the title and that's it, and then you're like, well, fuck, I guess, we have UFOs, aliens, and we have we have parallel universe.
If we're putting 2 and 2 together, right? What if there is this? If they let's say both of these things are true, yeah, right? Not that they are. We just hypothetically that these are true. Just in this instance, as part of what I'm about to say, ignore the fact that I'm saying it's true as a fact. It's not a fact, right? Yeah. What if these alien sightings are the fact that the parallel universe going in reverse? You see where I'm going? Where they've discovered like the ability to like travel time or like bend time or things like that, because there is a theory like written that like you could potentially go through time. Like, I don't know the full ins and outs, but it's kind of like when you fold a piece of paper, you know, when you fold it in half, like to go from one end of the paper to the other, right?
Yeah, this is some Inception shit. Not Inception. I forget what it was, but yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
you go through the paper.
What if that's what these UFO sightings are? Is just these UFOs is the UFO going through the paper? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know. I know it's like I'm putting it very lightly there, saying that.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
I understand what you're saying. Do I think it's silly? Yeah, certainly. But like, that's only because, like, that's a very, like, I'm always, oh man, I am always an advocate for chaos. Like, I like change. I like chaos. I like things evolving and moving forward and completely being flipped upside down. And I can reflect that back to Corona. And I'm not going to say that I like the coronavirus. What I'm saying is I like the output. I like the change that it causes, and I like the fact that it makes people look at things a different way and have to adjust. I don't like people being comfortable. And I'll finish up here saying that I think the idea of everything being presented that you just said, I think it's a really cool idea, but of course it's like going to be a very tough thing to kind of digest and until like definitely proof of it. I want it to exist. I think that would be dope, but you know, there's always going to be that part of people that's going to be like, of course it's fucking fake. Like, everyone's going to think it's fake except for those people that are like convinced that it's real.
I just want to say, talking about Corona there, and this is a hot take. Obviously, I know it's obviously take it. You know, you gotta take the thing seriously. I'm gonna put this here so it doesn't actually vibrate because it's actually starting to do my head in. So before coronavirus like came out and all this, right? I say came out as if it's like something that was released.
It came to surface, yeah.
You know what I mean. And it started spreading and all that, right?
Yeah.
Whenever I used to go to a shop, I don't know if this is like a UK or a British thing, but like you go to a shop, you queue up at, say, like, you know, a kiosk or whatever, right? There's always one twat that stands behind you, and you can like this down your fucking neck. You can feel the hot air down your neck because they're standing that close. Why is it that it took the possibility of catching a deadly virus for people to go, actually, I need to give this guy distance. I need to give this girl distance. You know what I mean? I need to be like 2 meters, 6 meters or 6 feet, whatever you want to call it, away.
I think it's 6 feet for us, 1.5 for you, I think.
Yeah, something like that. Like, why is it taken like the potential of like someone catching
a deadly virus getting for personal space
to actually like start practicing decent sort of
etiquette?
Yeah,
it's personal space. Yeah,
right. And why is it as well, Merrick? I'll catch you in just a second in chat there. Why is it as well that it also took a deadly virus that is, you know, has the potential to end someone's life? And obviously, I don't wish anything like that on anyone. But why is it taken this extreme for people to actually start practicing good hygiene? Right?
Ugh.
This is the disgusting thing. And again, I don't know if it's like an everywhere thing or whether it's something that people in the UK have disgustingly adopted. But for the most part, you see someone go into like a restroom, they don't wash their fucking hands. Fucking touching their fucking wrinkly penis, fucking pissing everywhere. Maybe they've gone and fucking wiped their fucking bum. They're not washing their goddamn hands and they're in a supermarket. So you then got this person like rummaging around food going, oh, do I want this apple? Picking it up.
Do I want this carrot? No.
It's like, do I want this? Do I want this? Oh, no, I'll put that back. And then suddenly you got that bacteria everywhere. It's like, and suddenly it's taken this disgusting, horrible virus to make people go, actually, I do need to wash my hands.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it shouldn't have, like...
it shouldn't have, but it is. And I think I'm fine with that. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say, like, why? Like, we're here now. Like, I'm not gonna look back and be like, why did it take this virus for you to have to wash your hands? It's like, well, I'm washing my hands now. It doesn't fucking matter anymore. It's like, but it took you until now. I know what you're saying. I'm always going to be a devil's advocate and point out to the fact, like, we're here now, doesn't matter.
Exactly, and I think I'm spouting shit because like I'm tired and my brain's not working. So if any of that is offensive, it wasn't meant in an offensive way. Just saying, please don't ban me.
Fuck yeah. You know what? Offend the people who don't wash their hands after touching a wrinkly dong.
I mean,
yeah,
true. Like, if
I hope you're offended. Go be offended. Wash your damn hands and then touch the apple.
Yeah, like, just practice fucking good hygiene, for fuck's sake. It does, you know. I mean,
be good at being clean. That's all.
Also, coronavirus can go and fuck off now.
I can.
Like,
I think it's awful. I've had friends that have been affected. There's people like I've had family and friends both affected by it, some on different scales, and I've seen the extremes of it, and I've seen of course myself in this example the lower ends of the spectrum. And it's certainly it is horrible. It is horrible, and there's no putting it lightly. And what I can say to my comments earlier is, yes, I do like change. I like things being completely flipped upside down. I like that people need to evolve and change. But I hate the fact that it had to be this way. It should not have been done in a way that's so deadly and so life-changing for people to lose jobs, for people to die, and for people to completely, I don't know, you shouldn't have to wear a mask in order to have telecommunicate work be a thing in the world. But what I think is going to come out of this, what I think is really cool, is the spreading of metropolitan areas, the not so much the growth of cities, but more or less the spreading of cities. I think you're not going to be required to be in a city to work for a large company. And what's cool is Twitter came out and said, hey, if you if you work for Twitter, you can work from home indefinitely. It doesn't matter, whatever is going on. If you work for Twitter and you want to work from home, go ahead. And
that's cool.
Twitter is fucking changing the world. And I talked about this. I have a one-on-one with my boss every week, and I think that's amazing. First of all, because I can go into product development and production and talk about that for hours. But before I digress, I talked with my boss, and what we were talking about is that if a big company comes out and says, "Hey, telecommunicating, good to go," people are going to start following suit. You know, you do have the smaller developers, such as like little indie game companies. They already do work from home. They're not so much affected, but you're going to have a lot more development companies, a lot more potentials where people can work from home. You're going to start to see work from home. And it's going to be I think it's going to be awesome. I think it's going to be so cool that people don't have to live in a city to work for a company that they have dreamed of. You can live anywhere in the world as long as you have an internet connection and do whatever the hell you want. And this is going to completely change the world, and I'm so fucking excited. And that just that kind of change and that kind of like progression makes me like, oh, it's so fucking cool. But as long as companies are enforcing it and they're saying, hey, since we've already transitioned over a telecommunication workflow, if you want to do that, go ahead. It's going to be tough for physical labor. You can't be a farmer and work like that. You can't work at a restaurant. You can't work in a mine. You can't do like a lot of physical stuff like that. But you can. A lot of work now can be done over the internet. But I want to go back and say that Facebook, whatever fucking company's Facebook, why ever Facebook is relevant now, besides the social media and Oculus, whatever the fuck Facebook is doing to stay relevant in the world, I think it's going to start going downhill more ever since what Mark Zuckerberg said yesterday.
Wait, whoa. What did he say yesterday?
So Mark Zuckerberg said that, hey, if you're working, if you are in Silicon Valley and working remotely, and you decide that you want to move out of Silicon Valley, we're going to dock your pay. Like, we're going to take, you're going to get less money. We're going to take away money if you decide to move out of Silicon Valley and work.
Crazy.
He literally fucking stupidest thing. And I just want to say it again. If you work remotely and decide to move out of Silicon Valley, you're going to have your pay docked. Like we're going to take money away. It's just so stupid.
I just don't. No, that's wrong. That's
super wrong.
Disgusting.
It's and I'm not so much looking at it from more money to less money. I'm more of it looking at the idea of telecommuting, like a negative connotation, like negatively reacting to telecommunicating work. And I don't know what Facebook gets out of working in Silicon Valley. I don't know if they get some kind of tax exemption for the amount of employees that work locally, or, oh, if you hire more people that are in Silicon Valley or people that live in Silicon Valley, then you get X amount of money. I think there's something there, and it scares the shit out of me. Either way, Facebook is definitely not going to stay relevant. I don't know what the hell they do nowadays. Mark Zuckerberg is fucking stupid and should not be in a place of business. I think he...
You know what this kind of reminds me of? It kind of reminds me of that scene from The Simpsons. You just lost yourself a customer. And he's like, I can't hear you over the sound of the chaos fucking, like, clinging or some shit, where he's, like, making all the money. That's kind of what it reminds me of. I feel like he could go out and say, like, some really weird shit, and people will still use Facebook because, like, older people, like, don't really care, do they? Like, I mean, that's a big fucking, that's a big you know what I mean, stereotypical thing. But, like, you know, just taking my parents for example, like, they're not going to stop using Facebook because of what he said. Like, for them, it's their way of keeping in touch with friends, and, like, that they would no longer, like, be able to keep in touch with and stuff like that. So yeah. I feel like in that respect, like, Facebook probably won't go away because there's a lot more people using it versus that
generation. Yeah. And I'm not attacking your parents here, but that generation's going to pass. Like, that generation is going to the Facebook generation where parents are on Facebook, and the whole meme and idea that parents are on Facebook, it's going to pass.
Are you trying to say my parents are going to
die? But I want to reach back with that example too. Sorry. I think this is really cool. So I'm a part of an organization called Obey Alliance. It's a esports organization. Now, this organization is now getting a subsidiary for tabletop games called Meta Initiative, which is something that I'm spearheading with along with the general manager of Obey, Joey Richardson. So what we're doing is we're going to take Dungeons and Dragons. We're going to take hopefully card games, such as, like, trading card games, and we're also going to take war games such as 40K. Now, we have already got on board with us the 2 best Warhammer 40K players in the world. We also have one of the largest, I guess, streamers, content creators for 40K with us as well, helping us along. And the one thing that we've been talking to them about, and one problem that they've been having, is everything that they have is on Facebook. The entire 40K community is on Facebook. Now, Games Workshop is very awful. They're not progressive at all. If they are always going to be the type of, like, if you want to create content with Games Workshop, then you have to give us money for it. It's very bad. And then what you also see is that they have to move their entire they have to move everyone over to Discord. They're trying to progress an audience that doesn't want to be progressed. So you're seeing, I had to create the Discord for them, but you're seeing, like, all of, like, 300 people move over from Facebook to Discord, and it is so tough. So it's tough Discord to move forward, and it's tough to change. Discord's good.
Amazing.
It's good.
Just catching up with chat here really quick. Marek says it's not even just Facebook. WhatsApp is huge in continental Europe simply because fuck roaming.
Fuck roaming. Yeah. Like, the fact that you can call anyone anywhere, and as long as WhatsApp is popular, you can just do it off of an app. Wi-Fi is good.
Yeah. But Discord, like, holy shit, this thing's a game changer.
It is. And I think it's going to be the path forward until people start calling it parents Facebook. Like, it's like parents Facebook right now. Like, the idea that old people Facebook is a thing is now going to be old people Discord soon, I feel like.
Oh,
Could you imagine?
Don't say that. Don't say that. Speaking of which, my family do this at the moment because obviously there's this lockdown and stuff. They're doing like a quiz night thing, so kind of like you would have with like a pub quiz, right? Yeah, but they're doing it over like some fucking app I've never heard of, right? And I'm just thinking, like, why don't you just use Discord? Like, you know, you get better quality. You can do the same shit. You can voice video call people, can't you? I mean, I think
yeah, you can.
How many is it limited to? Like the video calling? Is it like? I know.
I don't know. Depends how much money you put in. I don't know what is like. I can call you right now, and I got a face. Like, hello. It's just it works nicely.
Yeah, but I know you can do like a group phone call, video call, and I don't know whether it's like whether it's kind of like how Skype used to do it back in the day, where someone had to have the thing and that was it. Skype, right? Oh, mega lol, Skype.
Did you see the meme about Skype, man? It's great. They had a 10-year head start and they fucked it up.
Oh, don't. I'm just annoyed that like Skype's like automatically installed on Windows 10. Like, get that shit off.
A virus. Skype is actually a virus. Skype is a virus. If you have Skype on your computer, uninstall it. It starts up even if you don't want it to start up. It installs even if you don't want it to install. Uninstall that shit. Get rid of it. You have to like look up a tutorial of how to properly uninstall Skype, and it's disgusting. Also, McAfee is a fucking virus. Get rid of McAfee. If you have McAfee, get rid of it. It is actually a fucking virus. The guy who created it says it's a virus. Literally the guy who created it says it's an awful antivirus. Get rid of it. I'm not even kidding you. I forget what the guy's name.
His name is actually McAfee.
It's actually it's McAfee. So literally McAfee said, "Yeah, uninstall it. It's shit." He actually quoted saying that, and he doesn't work for the company anymore. And I don't think it was in bad terms, but it's absolutely garbage. Use. I just want to say this. Antivirus is not relevant anymore. Just use Windows Defender. If you use Windows Defender, you're fine. Antivirus is not as big, not relevant as it was 6 years ago. I want to say we started seeing the decline of like large viruses and like, oh, my computer has a virus, I have to fix it. Like, I was certainly a part of those ages, and I've had to go through a lot of like antivirus stuff, like Avast and all these Sonos, a bunch of different things. But now all you have to do is get Windows Defender and you're covered. That's it. Antivirus is no longer a relevant market.
I think that's like automatically installed as well. And
it is.
Yeah. So
all you have to do is just make sure it's enabled. But otherwise, you don't need McAfee. You don't need Avast. You don't need any of this crap. Like, sure, you can do your system scans and scan for malicious software, and you might even find some. But really, at the end of the day, it's not going to do anything.
Yeah, it's true. Going back really quick, your D&D thing. Do you want to plug that real quick? I don't know if you plugged it properly or not, but like, I'm down for plugging everything. Like, anything you do, just plug away.
No, so what I'm excited for, and this is something, if anybody is interested right now, you guys can go ahead and sign up. I have the Meta Initiative Discord that I can post into the chat now. And if this is going to be uploaded to YouTube, I'll make sure that FLF posts that up.
Yeah.
So, here's a link for you guys. You guys can go in there. I'm going to have different tiers of games. There's going to be public games, premium games, and VIP games. And these are for D&D. If you've ever been interested, ever even thought about playing what it would be like, just do it. Like, feel free to come by and just join in. Join the discussions. Even more so, just sign up for a beginner's game that I'll post and look around for those game postings and feel free to just jump in. I'll hold the games and you can see what it's like. There's very low stakes at all. I've had many people I've had beginner games with. You really don't have to come in knowing anything about D&D, and they come out having a great fucking time. The time of their life in a lot of things. I think it's so fun, and please definitely give it a try. And this isn't just for Meta Initiative. This isn't just for what we're doing here. This is any place. I think D&D needs to reach the younger audience, and that's what we're trying to accomplish at Meta Initiative, is that because we're so well tied in with the esports industry and the esports side of things and gaming in general, we're trying to bring that generation, what we're calling the Fortnite generation, down. We're trying to ground them a little bit, and not that way, but we're trying to ground them a little bit and say,
grind them up.
you're grounded. But we're trying to reach out to them and show them the awesome things that D&D can be. We don't want D&D to be a generational thing. We don't want it to be the dads who were suppressed as a child, not able to play D&D because it was the devil's game. We know that is past, and people are really free to do whatever the hell they want in a way when it comes to entertainment. Speaking of which, guys, take a look at my OnlyFans. I don't like to post it or talk about it, but yeah, you guys can check out my OnlyFans. Thank you. But moving on, it's like you can what the
OnlyFans?
I love that you can do really anything on the internet now.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like OnlyFans is a thing.
So
it's a thing. It's like it's cool.
I don't know if you're memeing.
Oh, I am memeing. The meme is like, oh, you guys check out my OnlyFans. I don't like to talk about it, but I just wanted to plug it
okay, got you. Yeah.
A lot of people, and that's like a huge thing on Twitter right now. No, I'm a meme.
Sorry, carry on.
But what we're trying to do with Meta Initiative is bridge a gap. I think that there's a lot of people out there that have always wanted to try D&D, but don't have the means to try it, or have never had the opportunity to play Dungeons and Dragons. And what you really don't need a lot to it. You just need one person to dictate what the world is, and 4 people just to play along with it. And it can be amazing fun. So if you're interested in some formal D&D, something a little bit more relaxed, then come on over to Meta Initiative Discord. It'll be down below. All you really have to do is join the Discord and join in any games. And that's really all I have to say about it. We're going to be going a little bit more public down the road, but for right now, we're just trying to keep it a little local until things kick off a little bit better.
And the Discord link is discord.gg/jizzcdj.
JZJCDTJ. I hate that they put the capitals in there though. But yeah, that is a link that will last forever, and it has capitals and lowercase in there. So good luck.
Yeah. So good luck deciphering JZJCDTJ. Oh, right.
We also have a Twitter. We have all that stuff. But yeah, thank you guys. Thank you, FLF, for having me on today. And don't forget to check me out on twitch.tv/NukaDeluca if I stream. Don't forget to check me out on Twitter/NukaDeluca. Also Twitter/Meta Initiative and twitch.tv/Meta Initiative.
All these links, by the way, they will be in the description below if you're watching this on YouTube, and if you are on iTunes, they should be in the show notes, the description. I think you still have descriptions on iTunes, don't you? Like of the.
I don't know shit about Apple, dude.
Just your podcast service device, fucking app, wherever you're listening to this, because obviously this goes on all the podcast things as well. It will be in the description of the show, the episode thing. If he streams Nuka.
If he streams. I'm gonna stream today.
Dude,
I am
my dude.
I'm streaming today. Like it's just whatever works with my current schedule, and today I'm mostly free. So
we've kind of gone on the polar opposite here. Whereas you used to stream all the time, and I used to stream like on the odd occasion. Now it's the complete opposite. Now I'm streaming all the time, and you're the odd occasion.
Yeah, but I have my dream job. I'm like so excited. All I want to do is work, and I worked at like 1 a.m. the other day, and I was like so happy.
I mean, I'm glad, man. That genuinely makes my heart happy knowing that you've got your dream job. Like,
I'm a dream job, dude, and I'm gonna work on one of the coolest projects soon. I can't talk about it, but it's a charitable game project, and I'm so fucking hyped.
That's fucking cool. Again, if you're willing to later on, plug it when it's obviously public and stuff. I'm more than happy to have you on. So same time next week, you want to come on? Yeah, wink, wink.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Hell yeah, we're brothers from another mother. That's a high five. See,
stop.
That's a social distance high five there.
Dude, we're in the same room. Yeah, we're in the same room.
Exactly.
Same chat.
Shh.
Right, FLF, play the outro. The outro music.
I have an outro music?
Yeah, play it.
Okay. I don't have an outro music.
You know what's going to happen? You're going to get huge. Like FLF is going to blow up. Millions of people are going to watch. And that little tune will be the only thing that carries over from episode 1 to episode 1000.
Oh, no. Oh. You know, You know, episode 2, I'm gonna have that as my outro. I'll edit it like on the actual thing. Like, I'll get like a sound clip on the like from a soundboard, and I'll just have that as like the outro song.
Episode 1000, you have a comment section like, "What the shit is this outro?" Like you had I don't know, you had 3 most popular people in the world on this podcast, and your outro was what?
And that was your outro?
Exactly.
Oh, before we go though, by the way,
I got it.
you hear this?
I got you.
Yeah.
Don't plug your.
I'm not sponsored, but G Fuel at the moment over the weekend. I think it lasts to the 26th of this month. So obviously, if you're listening to this, this is you get the idea. This is
in the future.
Yeah, if you're in the future, then this is a past stream, so this is probably invalid now. But G Fuel have buy one get one free on at the moment on selected tubs. So I bought Phaseberry, I bought Hype Sauce, I bought the PewDiePie flavor, which again, if you're watching this in the future, if G Fuel drop them like they drop fucking Keemstar, then you know.
Fuck that, dude. Either way, like I'm not gonna get into that. But with G Fuel, no, when I do, Hype Sauce is definitely the best flavor. It's just pink lemonade. I don't think you can go wrong with pink lemonade.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna go out here and do free publicity for G Fuel because they already get it with everything else selling.
Oh yeah, of course. But like, the only reason I'm talking about it is because like I've never had G Fuel before, right? Never. I bought one tub and it was what one is this? Rainbow Sherbet was the first tub I bought, right? And it's alright. I mean, it kind of more orangey tasting. And then I bought the now defunct Keemstar cotton candy flavor. I mean, let's not talk about that drama. Like, fucking hell, what a fucking bombshell that was. I mean, that's probably something we should have talked about earlier, but I mean, who gives a shit?
We have a lot of content that we could. So we have a lot of content we can talk about.
Yeah,
don't worry about it. Another.
That one's meh. It's all right. I mean, I don't understand why people enjoy it. It's not bad. Certainly not like great. I've got the snow cone one, which kind of just tastes like a freeze pop. That's quite nice. And then bubblegum. Ugh. Disgusting.
Yeah, G Fuel is not healthy. I think they don't have it doesn't have caffeine. It uses alternative like energy. I think it's
taurine. I think is one of them, if I remember rightly. I'm gonna have a look at the tub.
It's now. Like some vitamin. It's like E5 or E10 or something. It's something. It's some odd source of energy. The thing is, like, children should not be drinking this, and that's the one thing is they're most. I don't think it does have caffeine.
It does.
I think the thing about it is either. Oh fuck, man.
Yeah, it has caffeine in it.
I don't know.
It has taurine, caffeine is actually listed 140 milligrams.
Either way, it's marketed towards children, and that's fucked up. It's like you have the whole Fortnite generation, and it's being marketed G Fuel. So, I hope we never be sponsored by the G Fuel.
Well, over here in the UK, by the way, Marek says a disclaimer that G Fuel is not. I mean, it's not healthy. Yeah, G Fuel is basically an energy drink. While they say there's no sugar on it, which is true, there is no sugar on it. It does have caffeine in, and caffeine technically is a drug.
In the UK, it's technically a drug.
I mean, not really. I mean, realistically, it is. It counts as a drug, not like
it does.
Right?
Oh, no, it does. I didn't know if, like the UK.
Yeah, but no. It's not like it's not like in the same level or same categories as like other like hard hitting stuff or anything like that. But as far as I'm aware, energy drinks in the UK, and I know you've possibly disappeared there by the sounds of it, but
yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay, cool. Anyway, energy drinks in the UK at least, you have to be 18 to buy. Like
that's that's fucking great.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you have to legally be 18 now to buy energy drinks. At least you do in certain supermarkets.
That's fucking genius.
Yeah, and I'm completely for that. I mean, I know a lot of kids were like up in arms about it. Like, oh, I can't get my fucking Red Bull, mush. It's like, yeah, but you shouldn't be having it. Like at that age, you should be full of energy anyway. Like,
yeah, holy shit, yeah, like actually,
like you should.
Like I had way too much energy. The last thing you need is G Fuel going into your next Fortnite drop onto Toontown. I don't know.
Yeah, Marek. Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you, because I know for a fact if you go through like one of the self-serve checkouts like at the supermarket, if you put like a can of say like Monster or a can of Red Bull or anything like that, yeah, it asks to see ID. Like it says, basically it says like the Think 25 thing. So you have, I'm pretty sure at that point, yeah, you have to be 18. So yeah, I know. I think it is all supermarkets actually saying that. So I'm down for that. I think that's cool. I think that's really cool. But yeah, right. Anyway, I don't know how long this podcast has been, but it has been an absolute blast. Thank you very much for coming on again. All the descriptions, all the links to Nuka's channels and to the metagaming.
Meta Initiative.
I don't know why. I think it's because the
metagaming is the worst fucking shit. If you do that, you're the worst human being. Don't metagame.
Meta Initiative. There we go. I have a free pass on that because I'm tired, right? But if I get it wrong next week, I want you to fucking slap me so hard around the face with a wet fish that I go, oh, that's stanky, like that.
Okay.
I don't know why. Anyway, thank you guys for listening. You guys have been awesome. For those of you hanging out in Twitch right now, I will continue streaming in just a little bit, so don't go anywhere. But if you are listening, watching, all that jazz on other platforms, take care and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.